Good day, everybody. How we feeling? Hopefully pretty good. I'm tired as heck. I'll tell you what. It's been a long weekend, and now I'm back to work, and it's Monday, and I'm tired. I'm sure many of you feel this way. I'm not sure how many of you were. I know at least a few of you were at PAX East this weekend. Thank you, by the way, Electrodoscope, for resubbing before I even hopped on the stream today. Today's stream, as you can see by the stream title, is me learning how to rig in Blender. Here, let me see if I can get this a little bit more in the correct position. There we go. I might even change that later, but that's okay. You know we love the cube here. I was thinking about what kind of things could I do on stream today that wouldn't be such high effort, and then I decided to do something that was extremely high effort, namely trying to learn how to rig animations. Rig characters for animation. This is something I need to learn. It's something I've been meaning to learn for a very long time, and I just haven't been giving myself the time to do it because it takes a while to learn a new program, as you've seen by me learning Ableton. Thank you, Rambler. Yes, it was very nice. I managed to get it back. But I only carried a backpack. If you didn't know, I was at PAX East this past weekend, but I was there for all of 24 hours because I got there on Saturday at 6 in the morning. I had flown out at 9, or I guess it was later. It got delayed. I flew out at like 10:15 Pacific time, and then I got in at 6 o'clock Boston time. And then couldn't get into my hotel, so I went to a great diner. It was very nice. If you're at the South Street Diner in Boston, I had a fantastic time. It was packed, even though it was 7 in the morning. And it was really delicious and perked me up. Just hung out, had to go shower at Iffy's hotel because mine wasn't open yet, and then managed to take like a 1-hour nap before my 4:30 panel for Actually, which I think went really well. I had a really fun time. I hope you all had a really good time if you went to come see the panel. It was really exciting. I think that I forget that there are people that exist in the real world that like the stuff that we make, and like Iffy and I were really blown away by the amount of people who came to hang out with us. And then I got to do Jenna was there as one of our writers and researchers, and then I went to do her panel at 7:30, and then we were supposed to go to a bar meetup, but I was just feeling so bad. I truly, my physical body was in shambles, and so I couldn't go to the bar meetup and just went straight back to my hotel to crash, and then went and flew home. I woke up at 5 the next day and went home. It was great. It was a fun time. But it was really fun, and I forget how much fun it is to see people in person. So I'm really glad we got to go do it. But also last night, like I got home, I don't know, like 2:30 p.m. yesterday, and then took a nap from 4 to 8, and then stayed up for another like 3 hours, and then slept from like 11 to 9. to truly, there's no deeper sleep than coming back from a convention in that way. Like I cannot believe how much I slept yesterday, and I'm still so tired. Like I'm still gonna crash tonight. Anyway, it was a fun time. So anyway, I'm here, and I agree, Moth Eater, in terms of way too many people. I tend to not go to conventions because I'm bad in crowds, and so but sometimes my work requires me. But it's also fun to go with Iffy because Iffy loves conventions. Like I truly watched him drop like $100 on Magic the Gathering stuff. It was great. He kept being like, "Oh, I'll check that out." And then like the guy was like, "Have you thought about getting a playmat?" And he's like, "Yeah, I thought about getting a playmat. Let's get a playmat." It just kept adding more and more things. It was impressive. Anyway, let's make a little character first, shall we? I know just enough about Blender to make like very basic model stuff, but I'm gonna have to keep referring to Blender tutorials. Like, let me see if I can find an easy... A simple character modeling for beginners. All of these are like 45-minute long things. Oh, here's a great one. Complete tutorial for 4 hours long, which is probably good. I should do that off screen. I'll do that off stream when I have more time. When I can. Oh, I pulled over the Twitch chat instead of this one, but I was looking at a lot of great ones over here. And it's good. I'll keep my little thing over here just in case I need to check in on certain specific fixes for Blender. But if there's anyone in... Whoa, hey, it didn't mean to come in that close. What's going on here? Excuse me. Whoa, hey, whoa, hey, whoa. Zoom out. Thank you very much. There we go. All right, I remember how to do this stuff. Okay, let's do it, shall we? Let's make a little poll. What kind of character should I make? Let's keep it pretty simple. Let's keep because if I'm rigging something, let's stick with something bipedal, right? Let's stick with something that is something very easy. We'll do a basic character, right? Something that's got 2 legs, 2 arms. I mean, we could just do bug catcher again. It's possible. But I've got too many of those. I've got too many bug catchers right now. Let's do it by like basic genres of characters. We don't want to do a specific character. I'm not trying to do a specific character right now, but I think I could do something like a robot is really easy because robots tend to be, if we're doing like a classic robot, they can be very blocky, and that's pretty easy to start with. We could do let's do what's a good one? We could do just a bug. We won't do a bug catcher, but we could do a bug, and we could make it like an ant or something of that nature. That's pretty good. A fish with legs. I'll put that in just because that was suggested by Fish Can't Make Art, asked for fish with legs, and so I think that that's a pretty good one to throw in there too, just in case. Frogs are always good. I love that. Let's do a nice little we could do a BMO is always a fun one. You could do worm. Worm is pretty good. And look, worms are in the zeitgeist right now. Everybody can't get enough of that dune worm. We love the shy halud in this household. We respect the shy halud. And then we could just put an alien. Yeah, I think alien's a pretty solid one because any alien can look like anything. I'll give you all a minute to figure this out, so that way we can just get started with it. But we'll see. You know, those classic 5 things that you could be: robot, bug, fish with legs, worm, or alien. Which of the 5 genders are you? Of course, fish with legs is absolutely ripping it up right now. I should have known. As soon as I put fish with legs in there, we were going to be in a solid position for fish with legs. It's pretty solid, pretty good. It's looking like we're gonna get a fish with legs sweep right here. But I can handle that. I want to make it clear, I'm not upset about that. I am very happy to hear about fish with legs. We all know this. Is my audio coming through my... Yeah, it's coming through my headphones. We're fine. Thank you very much, Crime Committer, for subscribing. Much appreciated. Baby, we got a 60% vote for fish with legs. Let's go ahead and make ourselves a little fish with legs, shall we? Let's do it. All right. Let's pull in a picture just so that way I can remember what I'm working with. What kind of fish are we going to work with today? Let's do something like a very like a nice like zebrafish maybe. Zebrafish are pretty nice. That's a fish that I'm pretty sure I had growing up. If you guys don't know what a zebrafish is, here's a picture of a zebrafish. Very, very nice fish. But we could also do if anyone's got a stripped burrfish, is that a real thing? Striped burfish. Sorry. I've read it as stripped because you put two P's in there, cabby boy. No problems there. But I was confused. Thank you very much, Adamomos, for cheering. Angelfishes are good. Oh, look at this. The striped burfish is so sweet and so happy. Look at this picture of the striped burfish. I do like this, but it also seems very difficult. It's not a simple shape. And I got to be honest with you all. My Blender capabilities mean that I should be focusing on very, very simple shapes. Catfish are pretty solid. Catfish are good because if I could make the like and they got a big funny looking smile too. Here's a big old catfish. And if I could make the little tentacles like if I could rig the tentacles, that would be pretty fun, I think. Blobfish are simple, but the thing is blobfish don't look like that when they're under the water. I need something that can hang out. Oarfish are always fun. Shark are pretty good. Sunfish might be my go-to here because a sunfish is pretty intense. They're so big. If I saw sunfish, do you know the thank you very much, Tangerine Vampire, for subscribing. But do you guys know we have unintentionally just made Gyo. If you don't know about Gyo, it's a horror manga by Junji Ito. These legs, I'm about to show you a scary fish with legs. You know what? If you guys want to see it, you can just search up Gyo. You're allowed to. You can look it up on your own. I'm not going to show it to you. But this fish with legs is not going to be a Gyo fish with legs. Okay, I want to make that clear. This is going to be a lovable fish with legs. Okay? This is going to be a standard fish with legs, a fish with legs that we can all love and respect. How about just maybe just a beta fish, you know? But the beta fish fan is going to be so hard to make working. Oh, I love to hear that, Rambler. That's fantastic. What was rainbow fish? What was rainbow fish? What kind of fish was rainbow fish? Does anyone know? What was it supposed to look like? Was it supposed to look like a wrasse? Is that what the thing is? I could just do a bass. That's a pretty solid one. Thank you, Adamomomos. If maybe I do. Just maybe I make a big bass, big mouth bass, big mouth Billy bass. Big mouth Billy bass is going to be the thing that we're focusing on here. You all know the big mouth Billy bass. We all know big mouth Billy. Too big. Too big, big mouth Billy bass. I feel like that's a great place for me to start because I look at this and I think I can manage to make that articulate. And then it's kind of funny also because what if big mouth Billy bass grew legs and then could hop off of the wall? You know? What if we could get that? Big feet Billy bass. Exactly. Exactly. All right, let's do big mouth Billy bass, shall we? Let's focus on that, and then we can always work from there. Anyway, now if I'm doing this correctly, let me center myself to that, shall we? There we go. I guess I'm making this guy. I'll start with the cube because I always feel like that's a pretty solid place to start. But what I have to do, Control R is loop cuts. I'm just going to go ahead and put in this many loop cuts so far. So that way we can get started here. I'll put this into wireframes. So that way things are a little bit easier to see. Also, please forgive me if this starts chugging at any point in time. My computer is not built to render 3D and also stream, but it seems like it's doing okay for right now. And as long as I keep it in Eevee, which is the current render engine, I think we should be okay. And as long as I don't like constantly keep it in rendered mode or whatever, then we should be all right. and we don't need it to be in rendered mode for a while. Okay, so this will be the front, which will be basically going straight through the y-axis. And then I just put in a new modifier. I learned this when I was just doing a little bit of research before this. But if you come in here and you take a look in your preferences, you can add a bunch of add-ons, which are things that not everyone needs, but are helpful if you're doing specific things in Blender. Usually I add these on when I have watched a tutorial about this, and I found one called Auto Mirror because of one tutorial that I was watching, which basically makes it easier for when I'm doing symmetrical meshes. And I'm not trying to do anything extra special today. I think we're gonna keep this thing pretty much symmetrical. I'm not trying to do anything special. But here, if I put on auto mirror, positive, and apply mirror, is that correct? And then if I do this, it should. Oh no, it didn't do it right. Oh no, not apply mirror. Sorry, I don't want to apply the mirror. No. Negative. Is that right? Oh, I just have to click the button. I forgot. Gotta click the button that says auto mirror. Okay, so anyway, now when I do this, it'll move both of them at the same time, and I don't have to do both, which is, I think, extra nice. Thank you very much, Excenerate. Welcome to the stream. We're making a big mouth Billy Bass. If that's very important. Big mouth Billy Bass baker. Big mouth Billy Bass baker. Big mouth Billy Bass maker. B's and M's are similar phonemes. Ma. And so it's hard for me to say them both at the same time. Big mouth Billy Bass maker. Anyway, let's go ahead and let's do a couple of loop cuts this way. Oop, wrong. We'll put 3 in. That seems like it'll be fine for what my business is. And then I'm gonna just go ahead and make this move out a little bit. So isn't there a way in Blender to like import an image? So that way I don't have to just keep it on the side. I can just have it actually be in there. Let me do that real quick. Currently, all of my most recent saved images are from the Scam Slam Jam. Originally, I was gonna put in Joe Keery for the Skarsgård joke, and then I thought it was way funnier for me to put in the Austin Butler bit because he actually does sound like Skarsgård, which is pretty amazing. Anyway, let's go ahead and put this one in a new section. We're going to save this as well in a couple different things. I'm going to go ahead and save my stuff right here into my videos, Big Mouth Billy Bass. And this will be called BMBB.blend. Save my Blender file. Beautiful. Okay. Ooh, now see, here's the thing about the deformation of what I've just done. I guess what I need to do is actually bring this in like this. This is a funny thing I'm having to do. My topology is pretty bad right now, but I'm learning. I'm learning as I go, because these two should be connected, and I guess if I were to. Is there a way to connect these two vertices? There we go. Now, okay, see? There we go. Look at me learning already. Already just learning. Okay, perfect. Okay, so now I've just added a new thing. This will make things a little bit easier for me when I'm making the rest of this. This is going to probably be low poly just because I don't want to do high poly. I'm not built for that. Are you kidding me? Let's extrude this out for a little bit because this will be an important new shape for me. If that's the case, let's go ahead and actually bring this one out to if I do this, and then I can connect these two vertices. What is that? J? I can just click J to make that happen? Hey, that's pretty nice. All right, okay. I'm learning. And if that's the case, I don't really need a... I mean, maybe, let's be honest, I think what I'm gonna end up doing is making this the shape all the way back, which is a little bit tough. Oh my gosh, thank you so much, Mammoth, for gifting so many subs. That's extremely kind. I was gonna say, it's been a very long time since I've seen you in here, Mammoth, after the pain you caused me in Zelda. Is there a better way for me to... I guess I could have started with a cylinder. You know what? Let's do that. I didn't get that far yet. Let's do... let's make a new thing. Control N? No, Control Shift A? Shift A? Add. What is Shift A? I forget. I have to get back to situation. Okay. We don't need this many vertices. Let's make it 8. Let's make it 16. Let's make it 16. That'll give me a little bit more to work with. That sounds good. Everything seems good there. Let's make the rotation on the x-axis 90. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Okay. Because then if I go to 1, yeah, that's the front of the fish face. Beautiful. Okay, cool. All right, so this is what we're going to work with instead for Big Mouth Billy Bass. There's a way, if I were to grab, is it like this? This allows me to open a new thing, and what I want to do here is just import a picture of the Big Mouth Billy Bass file. Is it something I can do like this? Open... import, is it import images? Is it chugging right now? You guys let me know. Top left image editor. Image editor. There we go. There we go. Look at us learning. There's Big Mouth Billy Bass. Cool, you can just stay there in the corner so that way I know what I'm doing over here in the meantime. Let's go ahead and make this. I'm going to rename this Billy Bass. Beautiful. I can put an image as a plane. Oh yeah, I think I have that plugin. I might not have put it on in this one. In fact, let's just go ahead and put that in. Putting it in as a plane might be easier because then I can just keep it in the background of my thing and then I could model it. I've watched some videos, I haven't figured out how they do it yet, where they bring in the image. There we go. Let's put this one in there. Great. And now what I can do is file, import images as planes. Let's pull this one in. And now it's in there. Okay, so if that's the case, how do I get rid of this? I gotta just drag it out of the way. Is that what I... Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Ah, too many Billy Basses. I always forget how to close these things out. What do I do? I have to right click the seam. Is that what I do? Join these areas. Oh, I see. Okay. All right. Join these areas. And then if I do this one and I go bop. Okay. Goodbye. Goodbye, Billy Bass. Okay. The only problem about this is that, oh no, it's fine. It's showing up. I was worried it wasn't going to show up. Unfortunately, I can't. I was gonna say since it's on a slant, it's not like a perfect thing for me to like just go over. But oh, can I do add a reference? Is that something I can do? Is this something I can do? Oh my god, I'm learning so much. Oh my god. Whoa. Whoa. Look at all these things that you're teaching me, chat. So if I like do it like this, it just automatically puts it in like in the way that I'm looking at it. Is that what's happening? Yeah, that's so wild. That's astounding. I can't believe that that's what happens. Okay. All right. So, wow, learning so much today. Okay. And that one works in non-rendered view. Is that what is? I mean, that's beautiful. That's great. So let's bring in this reference. You know what? Let's make this reference better. I'm sorry. I'm starting to learn how to do this the correct way. I'm gonna go into Photoshop really quickly. Just so that way I can fix this image of Big Mouth Billy Bass, so that way it's straight on. So that way I can actually like adjust it with the reference in the background, and I'll have a little bit of a better understanding of this. Oh, I can uncheck the box that says align to view and it won't be wonky. That's nice to know. Okay, sorry. Coming in here for a second. Not interested in this. Opening a different thing. Oh, there's Scam Slam Jam. All those things that I had to do. Big Mouth Billy Bass. Bring it on in. Come on. It's not like I'm using two extremely memory heavy applications at the same time while also streaming. It's not like I'm doing that. Come on, computer. Get with the program. Let's just go ahead and... Will it select the subject? Will it just select Big Mouth? It did almost. It almost made it work. It was not perfect. Sadly, they missed a little bit of the Big Mouth Billy Bass. I was confused. I was like, will it grab the whole thing, or will it just grab the bass? What's gonna be the situation here? All right, let's just go ahead and grab this. Oh, it's grabbing the wrong things in the magnet, but that's okay. Gotta clean up my reference image before I can start making it correctly in Blender. That's good enough for me. I can handle that. Okay. Whoops, some of it is been blurred out, but that's okay. I don't mind. All right, so if I just do that there and I crop it in so that way it's a little bit more exact. Boop. Beautiful. All right. Now that's a Big Mouth Billy Bass. Let me also, I really don't need to do this. I want to make this clear, but I'm going to make it a little bigger on the back because right now it was a little bit in one direction. There we go. Now this is what I'm looking for. So that's a little less warped because of how it was shaped in the first place. All right, there we go. There we go. Now let's go ahead and export this as better Big Billy Bass. Beautiful. Great. Goodbye, Photoshop. Do not want to save. Okay. Shift A. Image. Reference. Better Big Mouth Billy Bass. Beautiful. That's what we're talking about, folks. That's beautiful. All right. So, and now that reference is just going to be there the entire time. That's fantastic. So if I bring it down a little bit, in fact, I can even move this up a little, so that way I can figure out where I'm going with this. Okay. Okay. What do I need to do here? I probably need to make sure that, well, I'll scale it down a little bit. I'll scale it on the x-axis because this is the kind of shape that a bass will look like, right? And then what I'm going to do is go into here. First off, we're auto mirroring this. Beautiful. And what we'll probably need to do is like subdivide this section, right? Like if I make a cut, is that what I need to do? It's like use the knife tool. Shift spacebar is, oh, that's cool. And then if I were to grab like that and then do this, This is dumb. This is what I'm doing right now is probably very dumb. But, you know, hey, let's figure it out. Let's figure it out together, folks. Let's just see how silly of an idea this is in the first place. And then if I were to grab, whoop, not that. What is this? Just select box. I can just do Shift Spacebar B. Oh no, can I just press B? Does that work too? Anyway. And then I send this out on the Y-axis. Okay, I mean, it's not perfect, but it's also kind of gonna work fine, I think. If I were to like, if I do Shift R or Control R and then, oh, weird, because it's not gonna do the whole thing because it doesn't know where the loops would be. All right. Okay. You know what? How about this? I take it back. I don't want any of those cuts. Here's a better idea. What if I do this? If I grab this, I extrude it out to here, and then I just scale it down. Whoa, hey, don't do that. Yeah, that's kind of what I was going for, wasn't it? And then if I have done that, if I click Control R, I can still make loop cuts. Beautiful. That's great. Okay. We're getting into fish shape right now. That's looking like fish shape. And then I can, let's go ahead and make the rest of this really quickly. I'll just do this. This is a silly little thing, but hey, you know, this seems like it's working okay. I don't know if I need it to be like this at, whoa, hey, toward the end, because that's seems unnecessary. That's not how big the fish gets. But if I were to take all these, oh, let me go into wireframe so I can actually see all of the vertices I'm trying to work with, and then do this on the x-axis. I can flatten them out a little bit if I scale on the x-axis. Oh, it's weird because of the okay, all right, wait a second. Because of that middle section right there, if I were to take out those vertices and just focus on these ones, will this work better? Because then I can just move them in because I'm in auto mirror. If there's anything, by the way, I want to say that there's definitely people in the chat who have more experience with Blender than I do. And there are going to be times, I hate to say it to you, chat, that you are going to say things that I do not see. I want to see those things. I'm very clear about that right now. I really do. I will hopefully catch them at some point. Okay. But here we go. We've made a missile. I've made a torpedo. So that's pretty nice. Let's just go ahead and bring these guys down first. Boop, 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 bow, bow, bow. Just so I can make this fish. I gotta fill out the Billy Bass, you know? This is really nice. I was thinking it was gonna be a lot harder for me to like. I have seen, as I've mentioned, I've seen like videos of people doing this where they've like meshed it out over top of a reference, and I was like, that just seems like too much work. I'll just do it freehand and figure this thing out. Also, let me just really quickly put another loop cut in here because I can already tell I'm gonna need that to be a little bit better. And then same here. Put me another loop cut in here, thanks. But this is really nice. This is great. Being able to like actually put it one-to-one onto the fish itself, onto Big Mouth Billy Bass, the king of all musicians, #1 top musician, top 40 Billboard charting Billy Bass. Let me do another loop cut right here because this is a little funky right now. I'm sure there's a better way for me to do this, but I'm not sure. Thank you, Chocolate Dave. For like the end of this right here, I'm a little worried that ending it. Well, that's just something we're gonna have to cross that bridge when we get to it, huh? Let's put this in for a second. Thank you, Ryan Sonura, for gifting Chocolate Dave. Let's shift space bar K. Cut. I'm putting in one cut here with the intention. No. And then shift space bar B. I am learning my hotkeys. Hey, I'm learning my hotkeys. I'm testing here.
That's the point of the stream.
I always have to put it in at least once. It is indeed the point of the stream. Okay, this is a weird thing that I've done by extending this little section. Without putting other knife things in here. I want to make this clear to you all before I get yelled at. I don't know a goddamn thing about topology. What is this? What have I just done? There we go. Topology scares the hell out of me. And it should scare the hell out of you too. We should all be afraid of topologists. People who understand how to do topology correctly, that's the closest thing we have to wizards. Oh. Thank you to the people who've said that I've managed to make my topology okay even without this. Topology is basically like, you see how I'm currently trying to keep all my vertices and everything in like a good, like, basically, well, here I've already screwed up something, haven't I? Well, it's fine. It's fine. It'll be okay. There's like, you see like right here, there's some weird, there's going to be some weird, like, when I put this back into normal mode, you see how like I've put some strange extra lines right there. Oh, hey, what? No. I want to put this one out a little bit. Where? Oh, where are you? Where do you belong? I can't even move you right now. If I do, what happened? What happened to this vertice? What did I do? I don't know. I really don't know. Okay. Connect vertex path. Okay, that's a little better in terms of topology right there, but like not by much. I hate what that's looking like right now. That's god awful. Thank you, Chocolate Dave. I'll cut a line like just from there to there, I guess might be the best one, and then I can make this if I were to like connect these two, right, with J, and then connect these two with J, does that make it better or make it worse? Cause I hate this. I hate what that looks like. I guess I should cut. People who understand Blender, turn away. Shield your eyes. I've made a terrible mistake here. This is when it's gonna start getting a little more. That's the correct term for it. Thank you, many plurple. The thing is, Blender is, I would say, one of the. And I know this is going to be weird, but it's one of the easiest 3D programs to learn. Click drop down next to the modes, select matte cap, and then choose the striped one. It'll show me problems with my topology. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at that. And then if it's too scary, I'll ignore it. Okay. Drop down next to the modes. Is this the drop down you're talking about? Are you talking about this one? Matte cap. Maybe this will be right. On the right next to material modes. You mean like over here? See, you can see how little I know about Blender. I've learned just enough about Blender to be dangerous, which is always how it is. Okay. Okay. That's matte cap. I can already see some things going weird here, huh? This is a funny little thing, but... Yeah, what's happening? Is this the same thing that I had before? Yeah, this is one of those ones where I should have dissolved this one with the same thing that I did before. So if I delete and then dissolve vertices, and then I'm just gonna have to connect these ones and do this one too. And all of these kind of are bad, but that's okay. As long as... Oh, what the heck? I did not mean to do that. Beautiful. Now that's... We'll come back to that. I don't feel like dealing with that right now. So this I'm just going to focus on getting the big meaty sections filled out, right? You can see what I'm doing right now is getting those big meaty sections. If I go to, sorry, 1, 2, 3, there we go. I bring these guys all down a little bit. These should be a little more open. Okay. Same with this. Whoa! Trying to make these all kind of move out at the same... Whoa. Sort of way. Here we go. But yeah, if you're looking to learn Blender, and I have to say, if you are interested in any sort of video editing or any sort of technical side of like art, you should learn Blender. Like I think I've said this before, where when people are like, "Oh, hey, what programs do you use? What have you learned? What would you suggest is the most useful thing for learning how to edit videos and stuff?" For a very long time, I would always say learn Adobe. And to be perfectly honest, I still think it's worth it to know a lot of Adobe stuff. But now I think you should learn Blender. That's what I think you should learn. Because like if you take a look at, I mean, I'm obviously a huge fan of animation. I care a lot about it. But like even outside of that, if you look at some of my favorite current creators who are using Blender, the like Deduz is an amazing artist. Forgive me if I'm pronouncing that incorrectly. He's a French Blender artist that makes this just beautiful stuff in Blender Grease Pencil, which is something I haven't even touched before. DEDOUZE. I sent that in caps lock. I didn't mean to send that in caps lock, but that's okay. You guys can see that. Really fantastic. The other people, like, of course, Ian Worthington, Worthy Kids, who's been making some of the most fantastic animation ever. Like, I know a lot of people who are like, why doesn't this guy have a full show? And I fully agree with that. But I'm also like, if you've ever watched his process, it's like it's what I was saying before, the closest thing to magic. Astounding stuff. Of course, Louis Zong is another great Blender artist, good pal. And then I've also the person who I got to be a face, a floating head for in one of his videos, Ian Hubert. Apparently, being an Ian is enough. You just have to be named Ian, and then you're gonna be great at Blender. That seems to be that's why I feel like I have a chance. Is because I'm a Burr Ian. And maybe I think the BR really has lowered my skill cap. But hopefully the extra IAN at the end of my name will help out in some fashion. But we'll that's why I'm starting with such important things as Big Mouth Billy Bass. Anyway, this is looking pretty good. It's looking like it's good enough for me to kind of make do. Let's make a quick cut right here. If I do something like this, then I think what I can do is wrong. Shift space B. That's the hotkey. Yeah. And then I were to do a couple more cuts, shift space K, and put one like right here. Okay, shift space B. Now, if I were to take these ones and bring them up, I can make a little bit of a fin, right? I think that's pretty okay. It's not going to be exact, but I'm keeping this pretty low poly, so I'm all right with that. Whoop. There we go. It's a thin fin. A thin fin. Yeah, I also highly recommend Captain Yajima by Worthy. It's one of the most, again, almost frightening how good that whole thing is. But like, as soon as I saw how Ian put fake strings into a Blender file so that way it would look more like the Rankin Bass style of claymation that he was sort of homaging in that. As soon as I saw that, I was like, this dude is maybe one of the best creatives of our time. Like I tend to exaggerate often. I love a lot of fantastic creators, but like Ian is so good. He's so goddamn good at this. It's terrifying and beautiful. Let's see, what can I do to make that one look a little bit better? I can I should probably make one more cut here. No, that's not what I meant to do. Ooh. The Mind Electric from Lonely Man Lazarus. Ooh, that's very cool. Yeah, I'm always amazed at people who do 2D animation using grease pencil in Blender. Like, it's such a funny way of doing it, but it makes so much sense when you think about it. Like, when you are... no, stop! I always forget to change my things back to where they should be. No! That's fine. Ah, no! Shift. What am I doing? Shift, space, bar, B. Okay. We're fine. Everything's fine. We're all good. Go to the matte cap. Also, I'm checking from Adamomomos saying, oh, I have to click striped. I forgot to do that when I did this. Striped. Click on the sphere and then I do it. That's the one thing I'll say about, like, oh, there we go. Whoa. What is that? Whoa. Wow. I have no idea what I'm looking at right now. I have no idea how to read this. But that's okay. That's okay. Every little bit counts. It's got, what's the term for that? A dazzle camouflage, right? Isn't that the thing? Yeah, dazzle camouflage. One of my favorite things in the world. If you ever look at a picture of dazzle camouflage, it's just the coolest thing. This is a boat. And it's meant just so that way you can't read it from like a radar or low quality images. Anyway, it's dazzle camouflage is awesome. Okay. So, I have no idea what this is right now. I will be honest. But that's okay. I'll start with this and then I'll figure this out. I can check the face orientation by pulling up the menu by the balls. I have to pull the menu up by the balls? That feels rude, Anthony. I don't know if I'm allowed to do that. Okay, and then I click show face orientation. Okay. Click show face orientation. Is this it? No, not that. Left. This is wild. These are some wild things that I can do. I had no idea this was even a part of Blender in any way. That's pretty funky. That's pretty funky. Anyway. Oh, are we talking about over here? What am I looking for? Show face orientation. This one? Okay. Interesting. Still don't 100% know what this is. But you know, hey, I'm learning. Thank you for saying it looks okay. Oh, the red is the back side of a face. Okay, that's why. So if I were to like do this, let me just take a look for a second. Okay, so it's still a little weird, but it's still a little funky. Like obviously this, I still don't love what's happening over here. I don't love what's going on here, but yeah, whatever. 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 There's something. Well, look, this is my first time doing this, so let's just start with something simple, and then I will figure out the rest of this at another point. I'm gonna really quickly. No, I didn't mean to do that, but whatever, it's fine, I guess. I'm gonna go back to just this so that way it's a little easier for me to read. But then I'll keep the other stuff on because it's not causing any issues. But if I were to, I wanna make sure that these faces are. There's a little more going on with them, because I'm gonna make this a little smaller before I do anything else. But I think we're almost to the point where I'm gonna put in an armature because that's what I really want to play around with today. Like, I'm very excited about all of this, obviously, but I really want to figure out how. That's the thing that I've really not done at all before. Obviously, I've already learned a whole bunch right now. I'm really excited about this, but I wanna. That's what I'm going for. To give you a little peek behind the curtain, one of my videos is going to need me to make a low poly, but pretty, I still need it to make it fun. But I need to make a low poly character that kind of looks goofy and whoops, wrong thing, wrong orientation. X, no, sorry, GX, well, no, I forgot to grab one. GX, bring it in. I'm gonna grab all these ones actually. I'm just bringing all these in. But for one of my videos, I want to do this. And I did have the thought, I was like, I could get one of my friends who actually knows how to use Blender a lot. I could just get them to do it. And I am still I am still probably going to work with some animators for some of my videos, but like this video that I'm talking about is so not important that I didn't feel like dealing with that. Maybe what I want is not for them all to come to a point in the back. I don't think I want it to come to a point. I've just come to a realization. I want to let me dissolve this vertice. And then what I can do is I can loop cut like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There we go. And now what I can do is connect them across this. What? Who is this? What's this little vertice doing? What's going on? I'm sorry. Wah! There's the inside. I saw the red. I saw it. What's happening right here? Did I do this? I didn't mean to. Ah. That's okay though. It'll be fine. Because all I need to do is just connect these two again, and we're fine. We're in business. Did I do that at the top too? Yeah, you live and you learn. J. I love, there's no better feeling than when you've figured out a hotkey and you use it multiple times. There are a lot of better feelings than that. I want you guys to know I'm not that sad. It's not that that's the only thing that makes me happy in life, but it is a really good feeling. Okay, there we go. That's exactly what I wanted. And now, when I bring this thing out, it should be a little bit more, yeah, that's what I'm talking about, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Uh-oh. Hey, there we go. Guess who just learned an issue with his topology right there. That's what I'm talking about. Oh. All right. Okay. Thank you, Rambler. That's a good one. If I now am almost done with this, this is all great. I'm very happy with what we've got here. I'm coming to the point where I'm like, all right, I feel like we are gonna get diminishing returns on the modeling of this, and I'm just ignoring perhaps the most important part of this big mouth billy bass, is that it's not just a big mouth billy bass, it's a big feet billy bass. There we go. Let's just bring these guys a little higher too, so that way they're not... Oh, whoops. Just that one. Okay. There we go. And that means I need to make some legs. I need to make some legs here. I was gonna say you can see the amount of people who weren't here for the first 15 minutes of this stream, who said, "What? I'm sorry. What are you talking about? What was that? Did you just say the words big feet Billy Bass? What was that? What were those words?" By the way, yes, if you were unaware, we're modeling this off of the big mouth Billy Bass. I hate this so much. I hate looking at it. I hate it. I wish it were just good. I just wish it were good. You know what I mean? I wish it were good and not bad anymore. I'm gonna come back to this, because I don't feel like dealing with it right now. But I am gonna... I'm just gonna do the same thing I did with the one over there, which is just combine it like this, so that way it's a little better. It's a silly fix, but I like it better on the back. On the back there. So I'm gonna do it here as well, because then I can bring these guys out a little bit. Oh, nope. On the y-axis. Y. Okay. There we go. You gotta have that lip that goes up, you know? These guys can get joined, because I want this to be going... Anyway. All right. Looks better. Don't feel like that. Okay. Let's go ahead and make some legs. Now here's a question to the chat who knows more about Blender than I do. Should I make these separate objects and then try to like combine them? Or should I build it out from this one object? Because it might make more sense to... There's a part of me that thinks making them separate objects and then combining them after the fact would be easier. What do we think? Separate? Generally separate. I was going to say, I see one person who says it would be easier to build out of it. And then I can use the union Boolean modifier. I know about the Boolean modifier, at least. I'm going to animate this later, so I am trying to animate this at some point. Joining is easier than separating? Okay. This will have consequences, says Princess Steffi. See, that's how I feel about all of the things that I choose in Blender, where I'm like, this could ruin everything. This might make everything terrible. Hard to say. Let's go ahead and save, because I haven't saved since the very beginning of this. But we're in a pretty good position. If that's the case, you know what? If I just search up beefy leg, I'm doing this not on the Twitch screen, just so you guys know, because I have a feeling that I might accidentally end up with something a little too much. some might get kick me off of Twitch right now. Let's just search up bodybuilder leg, and I'm trying to find one that's from the side. Oh, that's exactly what I'm going for. Let me see if I can. Now, of course, I obviously want to make sure that I am giving credit to whoever did this bodybuilding. Let's see if I can find something on Pixabay where it's free, so that way I'm not. Strong leg. Oh my god. Pixabay has some wild stuff on it, I'll be honest with you. You know what? How about this? How about I just search up Michelangelo's David? Because thank you very much, Abby Stabby, for rating. Those aren't very strong legs, I'll admit. What's the strongest leg in, like, I'm sure there's some good Zeus statues that have some very strong legs, right? I bet you... surprisingly not. We got a good Hercules statue anywhere? William Blake paints some beefy legs. I'll take a look at that. Ooh, there's some good ones of Hercules that I could probably get some good stuff out of. Unfortunately, this will also mean that I'm going to be trying to do human anatomy, and that, like, outside, like, Billy Bass is pretty easy for me to just make like a weird little blimp shape. If I'm trying to make things that look actually strong, like real strong legs, I need to like know where the muscles go. And then I just am actually like trying to take an art class at that point in time, aren't I? Like that. I'm just going to search up strong leg again. Profile. That's pretty okay. Let's go with incredible. I think you're right, Ryan Sonura. I'm pretty sure you're correct about this. I'm not surprised by this. You know what I need to look up? Who's the current bike sprinting champion? Because those guys have the wildest legs I've ever seen in my whole life. Right? Or like a oh shoot, who's the guy from Physical 100 in the first season of Physical 100 who was a skeleton? Yoon Sung Bin, right? That's the one I'm thinking about? Yeah, Yoon Sung Bin. That's it. Yoon Sung Bin legs. This dude's legs are absurd. It's astounding. Oh, man, not enough clear shots of this dude's legs. Here's a YouTube video called "Stop Playing the Doctor Who ad for me right now. I'm not interested in this. That's okay." Yeah, here's a clip of Yoon Sung Bin's full leg day. Wow, yeah, whoever's shooting this knows how to shoot it. Anyway, here's some clips of this dude's ungodly powerful legs. All right, so I'm just gonna go ahead and take a screenshot of this, and then I'm going to flip it around so that way I can use it. It's Big Mouth Billy Bass with Yoon Sung Bin's legs. This dude is strong. This guy is frighteningly strong. Oh, there's the real nice close up of those legs. I didn't mean to go into full screen. I meant to just do it like this really quick. Print screen. And let me just go ahead and grab this image so that way I can take it from here. It's very small right now, but I can crop in. Edit this image. Edit this image. I just want the legs, please, please, please. All right, but that's a pretty solid leg shot right there. Once again, I'm going to go into Photoshop to turn this into a much better reference image for me. Anyway, anybody watching Physical 100 Season 2? Physical 100 is one of those things that when I first heard about it, I was like, this could go a couple different ways, and it might not be great. And then I watched it, and I was like, this might be the best show I've ever seen in my whole life. This is absurd. An absurd show. Let me just go ahead and... No! Why is it saying I can't crop this out? I don't believe that. I'm just trying to get the leg. Thank you very much. I'll have to imagine the top of the thigh, like going into the hip and everything, but that's fine. I'll just start with this. This is, again, it's a reference. I can adjust it as need be. I should just text Iffy and say, hey, can you send me a picture of your legs? Because I know he'd send them to me within like 15 minutes. Like, no questions. He wouldn't even ask, why do you need that? Just within 3 minutes. There we go. All right. Let's go ahead and change the canvas size really quickly. There we go. That's a strong leg. And it's also, unfortunately, because of how it was shot, I need to go ahead and do a little skewing here. Because it was more, this is more of what the leg looks like, if I'm being honest. Ignore the YouTube button. And then I'm just going to assume this is just going to go underneath it. An assumption of where the rest of the hip is. Okay? And then that's where the shoe goes. All right. You know what? Let's make it even bigger. There we go. That'll do. It's good enough. Good enough for me. Low poly, strong leg. It's an interesting thing to try to do, but we're gonna try our best here. Big leg. Thank you, Yunsung Bin, for your service and for your enormous gams. Okay, so now, if I'm not mistaken, I can. I've kept this. This is going to be a separate thing, right? I think that'll be the end of it. And then I'm going to make a new shape, right? I guess, yeah, I'll start with a cylinder again, and then I'll be able to slowly shape it out from there. And let's go ahead and Shift A. No, sorry, not mesh. Control Shift A? No, what was? Oh, it's because I'm in edit mode. I always forget to move out of edit mode. Shift A, image, reference, big leg. Beautiful. It's a little too big for this right now, but I feel like right there, if I get rid of now Billy Bass and the other one, let me just do this. And this will be called leg. All right. As a leg reference, that seems pretty good. And then if I bring on the Billy Bass reference, that seems pretty solid to me. I guess I want to bring it back a little bit. What do we think? Connected to the fish hip bones? Do we think... Is there anything like... I mean, I don't really need it to be coming out like that. It can stay where it is there, but if I go like there... Let me bring it out just so I can see it better. Is that where we think the leg would go on the fish? Or do we think it would go... Here's a question. I could see somebody say that the fish leg goes back here, right? Because that's like kind of where the fish hip would be. I could also see it going right here, because why not? The fish doesn't have legs. It could go wherever, but it's a little back heavy. Let's talk about like right there feels the best to me. What do we think? Do we think right there seems good? Okay. It seems like we agree that this is a pretty solid position to be in. Okay. Down a little bit. Let's see how it looks a little further down. Yeah. I don't want it to be like down here, obviously. I want it to be in the meat of the fish. But that seems pretty solid to me. Exactly, Rambler. This will be fine. This will be okay, right? I'm also let me just really quickly the stream learning Blender rigging is pretty vague right now. Experiencing the joys of fish with leg. There we go. I think that seems more descriptive in terms of what I'm actually doing. Right? That seems more descriptive. And we should be okay. Okay. All right. That sounds good. So I'm going to turn off this reference, and I'm just going to focus on this right now. I think that makes the most sense to me. I'm going to focus right on here. And 3. And we're just going to make the leg right now. Okay? That seems good. So what I want to do is make another, just another cylinder, I guess. There's a part of me that wants to, like... No. Point the fish straight up from Black Sheep Rising. That is a good idea. I do like that idea. That is kind of fun because I've never seen the closest thing I've ever gotten to that. Do you know The Mermaid by Stephen Chow? It's one of the best scenes in a movie that I've ever seen. But the closest thing that's what I'm thinking about when somebody is talking about fish straight up with legs. If you just search up the mermaid the mermaid police scene, just watch it right now. I should sculpt the legs, Adamomos. I've never tried sculpting, but it might be a fun idea. I mean, it is kind of funny to have a low poly fish and an unbelievably detailed sculpted leg. You know? Anyway, maybe let's see what I can do with the cylinders. Let's see what I can do in terms of making this because I'm just gonna try to do sculpting. Does seem fun. I just am also like, I've done a little bit of sculpting, enough to like try my best here. Like I've done enough sculpting that I'm like, I know where I would start, but I haven't done enough that I know what I would do outside of that. Like it's still a very a very difficult thing for me. Let me go ahead and auto mirror. Is this gonna go over X axis for the whole thing? I just realized. Oh no, it doesn't. That's great. Oh, that's fantastic. But that's okay, because I'm gonna mirror the whole thing to the other side when I want to. Yeah, I don't have a stylus, unfortunately. I'm just using my mouse. So let's go ahead and build the leg shape first, okay? And then from there, I can do whatever else we want, you know? I know. The thing is, the amount of times I've watched like resin printers and stuff and thought about going deep into the rabbit hole. The thing is, I don't got the time for that, you know? I gotta accept the fact that sometimes my art forms decide themselves just purely from the fact that I don't have time to work on things. But I have considered getting into 3D printing just because it is a powerful thing, isn't it? Anyway, let's go ahead and bring this guy up. If I just make it one big thing here, and then I were to do that, then I will be able to do this, because then I can grab here, and I can extrude another thing this way, make it a little smaller, extrude again, rotate it like this, extrude again, rotate it like this. That's kind of a knee shape, right? Make it a little smaller. I'll have to obviously go in and fix all this in a bit, but I'm starting with just this right now as I get it down to the calf. We'll make this a little more. This also extrudes, gets smaller, because that's how calves work, kind of. And then, whoa, I didn't mean to bring it out that far. That's fine. This is, again, I'm just blocking it out. I'm just blocking it out. Don't get too ahead of yourself, Brian. We're just blocking it out. And then the shoe. The shoe will be curious to me. Either way, first and foremost, let's go ahead and grab all of these. All of these. Boop, 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 boop. Didn't mean to bring this one out, though. Sorry about that. Whoa, hey, didn't mean to grab that one either. There we go. Alrighty. This is going to take a lot longer than Big Mouth Billy Bass. But I knew that. I knew it was going to take longer than Big Mouth Billy Bass. We were all aware of that. That's okay. These gams deserve a lot of special treatment. Look, if Yoon Sung Bin worked so hard on these, then it is also my job to treat them with an impressive amount of care and kindness, you know? This is probably not the best way for me to be doing this, but if I'm going to go sculpt it anyway, I'm kind of just goofing around at this point in time. Don't make that happen. That's not what I wanted. And then I also, of course, need to get up here. Alt-click in a vertex and it'll select the whole layer. Oh. Oh. That's nice. That's a good thing for me to know. Wow. I love how you can see in my in the reflection of my screen if the change from red to blue. Like a police car. All right. If I'm trying to make a shoe, making some feet for this fish, that's gonna be I don't know. Whenever I have to like, would it be easier for me to make another? Would it be easier for me to make another shape? Just a separate model for the shoe, probably. Yeah, okay. Well, I'll make the rest of this leg then first. I'll get this in position. Sorry, I'm just gonna let me go to wireframe. Wireframe lets me see the shape underneath too, which is important. So I'm just gonna oops. Oh, that's fun because that does the whole thing. Huh, cool. Okay. All right, what I'm gonna do then is shrink. Whoa, whoops. The only problem with when I choose wireframe is that when I accidentally grab things from the back. But there we go. I'm just gonna do this. I'm gonna let's start with the edges that are right on the edge. I'm gonna just get these in position so that way I'm modeling it pretty close to what's going on here. All right, okay. What's funny is that I started modeling the thing that I need for my other video, the thing that I was talking about where I wanna make a little low poly character that I can animate, which is part of why I'm learning this stuff right now. I started making that model just for fun the other day, and now I'm like, all right, I gotta start from scratch. I've learned a way better way of doing this. This is so much better. So I have to say again, thank you all so much for the help today. Was not expecting for this to become such an unbelievably helpful stream, but it really is. So thank you to the Blender geniuses in here for all your help. I apologize for being a little slow on the uptake, but hey.
That's the point of the stream.
It's the point of the stream.
That's the point of the stream.
We all know that. Okay. Let's get this guy a little further out this way too. Trying to make these gams look a little more organic before I actually get into the sculpting. Whoop, whap, whoop. The sculpting mode here. And then of course I need to make the glutes, which I guess I'll just do by extruding. We'll just extrude a little more of this. That should be fine, I think. I'll do that like here. A little more like that. And then one more extrusion. I'll do it like that. And then I'm going to do the exact same thing I did before, which is where I grab this and I make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 loop cuts. 3, 7. There we go. Normal gray mode and then hitting Alt-Z. Oh, well, no, just a Control Z. Alt Z? Oh! How about that? Huh. Who would have thought? That's magnificent. That is indeed what I would rather be doing. Thank you very much, Adamomomos, for that little tip. That makes my life a lot easier. Now I can see the frame and not... Wow, that's great. That's just spectacular, isn't it? Well, that's just nice. There we go. Okay. Now, by no means... Oh, I did way too many, didn't I? I did one too many. Whoops. Well, guess what I can do? I can dissolve this one. Delete, dissolve vertices. Great. All right, and now what I can do is take these guys, bring them up a little bit more, and then bring this one up a little more. There we go. And bingo. All right. Now I'm looking at this right now, and we're getting pretty close to having beefy leg into where I want beefy leg to be. And you know we got to get a beefy leg in here. You know this fish has got a beefy leg. Okay. I haven't even thought about like texture painting and stuff. That's going to be another whole world for me that I am very frightened of. Ah! That was me screaming about something else, not about me being frightened of texture painting. But it also is how I feel about texture painting. Ah! That's how I feel. But hey, things have gotten a lot less scary just in today. All right, so this got to come in. This I can already tell. These guys gotta come right on in. If I'm trying to be even semi-accurate. Same with these, I think. It's pretty okay. There's a little bit of a lumpiness over here that I don't love. But also I do have to be aware of where the knee starts, because that always does come in a little bit. This isn't great. There we go. Okay. Now, pretty okay. This has got to be much bigger. We're actually a little further along than I was expecting for this. And hit M by distance, and it'll merge overlapping vertices. Won't help on a lot of things, but it's a fast way to fix a lot of problems. That's a good thing to know, Adamomomos. Select all of the vertices and hit M by distance. Okay, let's just take a look at that, because we're almost done here, I would say. So if I do this and I click Control or I guess I can just do this, can't I? Maybe like by distance. Is that what's just going on? Okay. I've realized that I've made this like really big. All right. Oh, that's nice. Oh, so if I were to like, so like when I made that one thing where I accidentally had like 3 vertices in one, would that have fixed that? Is that the idea? Is that what that would have fixed for me? And I didn't really have any problems there, which is pretty good, I think. Nice. All right. I've made these. I don't love how this calf is a bit of a concave situation, huh? Let's move this back a little bit. Ooh, not that. Not this one. In fact, not any of these ones. Bring these guys back. way. All right. Kind of like that, I guess. Because I've accidentally made the calf stick out. You could see I've made the seam convex on there, and then it gets concave, and I don't love that. I do not lock that. I'm not a fan of that. If I do, whoa, that kind of does something. Not like that either. Why is what I meant. No, not like that either. Ah. Basically what I'm trying to do is this. Okay. Kind of that. Kind of what I was doing. That wasn't exactly right. This, but not these two. Same with this. No. But not these two. I mean, really what it is like I just have to move these ones back a little bit. It's still not great. Well, you know what? Here's another option. I can just make these bigger. It's fine. It doesn't have to be exactly to Yoon Sung Bin's leg shape. I apologize for having to change this a little bit, but that's okay. I'm all right with that. Sometimes you just make the calves bigger. There we go. All right. Now that's a beefy leg right there. There we go. Whew. Nice. Okay. So, if I were to take beefy leg, I guess the idea now is that I could go in and I could start sculpting, which is, let me save really quick. If I go into my sculpting, then what I can do is there's a couple things. If I do like clay strips, I can add more on to certain sections, right? Like that's where I'm gonna be building out more of it. Ooh, I mean, this is going pretty good for me. What's funny is that this might fix my problem with the knees that I was having right there. Control goes in, and just normal press goes out, which is pretty nice. Yeah, it's all right. I mean, this is already doing a little better than what I was expecting. Control goes in. Oh, too small. The thing about sculpting and me is that I also just for me personally, I like to I do clay in my free time, and the one thing I can't do in clay is I can't hand build. I'm just really I'm so bad at it is a fact. I'm okay at throwing, but hand building is one of those things that just I'm so bad at it. Don't trust me to hand build anything. It's a nightmare for me. Already this is actually looking better from the sculpting that I was trying to do. I was expecting this to go just so bad, but there we go. Got a little more of a knee there. That already looks better. Yeah. I think to the surprise of us all, me most of all, this has worked really well. Just doing this. I think I'm going to keep it low poly because I kind of like the way that it's looking right now. And I don't feel like adding too much more to it, to be perfectly honest. And then let's go ahead and make these feet. Click stroke and turn it to airbrush so you can hold it. It just keeps going if I want. Huh. I've never tried this before. What a funny thing. This is like so far beyond what I understand as um yeah, I'm just so wow. I the more that I do this, the more I'm like, man, Blender's so powerful. I just haven't given it the amount of time you need. But like really the reason I always am like everyone should learn Blender when people are trying to like get into stuff is because number one, it's free. Uh Granted, when I say that Blender is free, I mean it is free, but you have to have a really nice computer. So it's free plus at least $1,000 for a computer that has a solid GPU and won't explode when you try to render things. But if you follow, I mean, like everyone talks about the donut, right? Everyone talks about the intro. I did do the full donut thing, and that gives you enough to get started. But then from there, just follow other tutorials for what you're specifically trying to do, and that's like it's a really good way to start. It is a daunting thing when you are first starting this, but once you get the hang of it, you can do so much. And I think that that's a beautiful thing. The fact that this is a free program that you can do just the most with. Yeah, now that's looking pretty good for me. If anything, what I need to do is stop mirroring it, right? So let's go ahead and apply this mirror. Or rather, I guess I do it in here, right? I just apply it in here. Okay. And now what I can do is I can go into sculpting again. Shh, don't do this. And then I can make this side, if I take clay strips. There we go. And then I go in and I do something like this. Did I keep it on airbrush? Let me go back to dots. Was that what I was doing? Yeah, I was gonna say, whoa, that's strong. But I'm gonna do this just so that way I can make the make it a little bit more specific to one side, you know? Gotta push out that donk. That might be too big of a donk. Sorry, guys. I might have overwhelmed the donk over here. But when is that a problem? Let's be honest. But yeah, it's one of those things where if you just give yourself a chance to like learn about it, you're gonna figure stuff out faster than you think in Blender. And more so than anything else, like I think the thing that really separates Blender from like Adobe for me is the Blender community is so good and they all want to teach you stuff. Like the Blender community, obviously every community has its shitheads, but like mostly the Blender community wants you to also do it. Like that's a beautiful thing. And when I go to like try to figure out why something is broken on Adobe will be like, please file out your like make sure you do all this stuff, make sure whatever, and like it kind of works sometimes, but like the Blender community has had every bad thing happen in the books, so they know exactly why certain things are broken in certain ways, and I just love it. I think it's really wonderful how many people, I don't know, care about what you're working on and want you to succeed, and like I think that that's a great thing. So it seems just in general to be a nicer place to start, especially if you don't have the money to pay for an absurdly expensive Creative Cloud subscription. I truly, it's absurd what's going on there. Okay, there you go. So now that's more of a left leg. It's got a little bit more shape that will let me actually go in here really quickly because I don't want to loop cut all of that. Whatever, who cares? I'll loop cut all of it just so that way I can have a little bit more to play with up here, just so that way this can be a little bit more rounded. Yeah, there we go. That's what I'm talking about. That's good enough. All right. Cool. That's a leg. Let's go back to layout. And now it should look a little bit better when I put on the Billy Bass. Especially if I rotate it a little bit. Yeah. I need to make it move out a little bit. If anything, I kind of want to like, let's see if I can just grab all this. It's a silly thing to do, but it might work. If I go from the front, I grab all this meat and I just push it to the side. Will that work? Ah, no, it won't. Oh, because I've done this, haven't I? Okay, there we go. Nah, it's fine. This stuff up here could maybe get moved over a little bit, but like not by much. Nah, I kind of like how it's looking there. I think that's fun. And then I can always, I don't know, sculpt a little bit of this out a little more so that way it's not clipping in with the fish quite as much. That doesn't destroy it too bad. Yeah, okay. That's good. That's good enough for me. And then, if I were to add a modifier of mirror over... Oh, sorry. I forgot. I have to do this. I have to Shift A, and then I just add a null or something, right? Isn't that what it's called? Like an empty? An empty. That's what they're called in this. Plane axes. Then what I can do is I can grab this, add a modifier, do a mirror, and then I mirror it over top of the empty that I put. And there we go. We got two beefy legs on this big mouth Billy Bass. We got two beefy legs. Yeah. All right. It's happening. But before I do this, so that was just a test, right? That was a test. I need to make these shoes. I gotta make these shoes real quick. That's an important part of this. But yeah, my fish Gundam is indeed taking shape, and I'm very happy about this. So let's go ahead and make a cube, because I don't feel like making it anything special. I'm just gonna... I could just make the dumbest looking shoes right now if I wanted. Yep, there we go. Let's just go ahead and do this. We did it. There you go. There's his feet. There's the feet. No problem. The end. There you go. That's it. Beautiful. I don't feel like modeling the feet right now. So I'm just gonna stop because we're at 2 hours right now, which I think is pretty good. I would love to put an armature on this guy. Okay. So you know what? Here, I'll do a little bit. I'm just gonna do a little, just because I feel like it. I just want to make what I'm specifically trying to do right here is oh wait, whoops. perfect. Hold shift to move or do things slower. Oh, that's good to know. So if I were to like do this. Oh, wow. That's nice. Huh. Control and then that. Wow. That's funny. That's a good thing to know about. How curious. All right. Well, anyway, let's finish this up, shall we? My beautiful modeling of these beautiful shoes. Let's do this. All right, there we go. I've modeled the shoes. The shoes are done. The shoes have been finished, and they're perfect. The end. Now that's shoes. You can tell it's shoes because it's not just a rectangular prism. There's more to them. They're shoes. Okay, let's talk about combining this guy, shall we? Oh, the scroll wheel has a button. Hold it down, and then I can move my mouse up and down. Ah, okay, yeah. It's good to know. Very fun. How about that? Curious. Look at all the different ways that I can do this now. Okay, so I want to put an armature in this guy. All right. Now, if I want to do this correctly, I need to make this all one object. Is that correct? And I do that by using... Let me rename this shoes so I can remember what I'm doing. So if I take the shoes and I take the beefy leg. Ah, no, stop it. Go back. We're talking about booleans. I was going to say, yeah, if you could help me with joining them, Automomos, that would be fantastic. But we have Boolean stuff here with unions, right? So if I were to do this together, okay. Give one a Boolean, set it to union, select the other one. Okay. Okay. I can do that. So I take this one. This one's to union. Object, beefy leg. Whoa, what did that do? Also, why is this not... That's fine. That's okay. If I just click apply, is that all I need to do? And then I apply it. Oh, wait, no. I did something wrong. I did something wrong. Oh, now if I grab the shoes, I grab both of them. Whoa. Hey. I see it now. Okay. I understand now. Beefy leg has become its own thing. Shoes is now plus that. So if I get rid of... Okay. So now this has become its own new... It's its own thing now. That's great. That's fantastic. Okay. All right. That's nice. Okay, so I'll keep that beefy leg like over here. Is there a way... Here's a question that I have for the people who understand Blender. I know that if I turn off, like right now, I'm sorry, chat is kind of covering up this very important section over here. If I turn off the visible stuff, it doesn't change the fact that like right now you don't see anything, right? You don't see the references, you don't see any of that. But if I were to click F12 and render it, it would give me both of these things. Is that right? Like if I move this around and I turn off this one, it still renders both of them, right? Do you see that? I'm sorry, it's a little too big for the screen. But you see how it renders both legs, even though you can only see one of them in the actual thing? Is there a way that I can keep my beefy leg where it was, but not have it keep showing up in the render? Is it the click off the camera icon? Oh, I have to hit the... Okay. That's interesting. Scroll right on the outliner. I can enable more toggles up here. Da, 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 da. Ba, 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 da, ba. The filter at the top of the hierarchy, you can enable more toggles. Filter icon on the top right. Okay. Sorry, I'm as you can see, I am still trying to learn these things as I go. Thank you, Alice Moonflower. Welcome. Filter is the funnel icon. Ah, ha, 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 ha. Ho, ho, there we go. I see it now. Okay. Camera. Okay, so. Oh, okay. So now if I were to show... Okay, if I bring up beefy leg again, and I move it over here, and I can see it in here, but if I turned off the camera and I click F12... Ha ha! Wow! I have been trying to figure that out for ages. Thank you very much, chat. That is spectacular. I cannot believe I did not realize. That's... what a... Mwah! That's beautiful. And as we all know...
That's the point of the stream!
That's the point of the stream. That's amazing. That's great. I am so happy about that. Because then now I don't have to, like... Something that I kept running into when I was trying to do Blender stuff before is that I'd be like, well, I can't keep this thing in my wherever because if I do, then it's just going to screw up my render later. But I also want to keep it so I have redundancy just in case I screw up this specific leg right now and I need to go back and fix it. Now I can keep beefy leg in my project. But I don't have to, but I don't gotta see it in the render. That's so great. Anyway, let's go ahead and let's do that thing that I was doing before, which is going to be mirroring over top of the empty. No, not the leg, the empty. There we go. Now we got two legs on this bass. We got two legs on this bass. That's fantastic. Really looking good so far. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and apply it. And now this has become one object, my shoes. Right? And now what I need to do is make a new Boolean union with Billy Bass, and then I apply it, and now I can turn off Billy Bass, and we've got one object, which I will call Billy Fast, because he can run. I think that's good. Put all the dupes in it, and then I can control their visibility all at once. That's so nice. That's a good idea. That is a very good idea. And I also never have gotten to a point where I've needed another collection. That is very, very helpful. I'll just call this one dupes, and I'll go ahead and put beefy leg and Billy Bass into here. and that's great. And now that one can just be completely off. And then I can keep these all on if I need to, but then I can just shut them all off. That's great. Amazing. All right, Billy Fast is looking pretty good right now. I'm very happy with how this is going. Oh, now he's a free fish now. He's been growing those legs so he can break off of it. He had to use those legs to push off of the board and then jump from there. All right, well, this is going pretty good. And now, folks, now we're going into uncharted territory, which is to say, armatures. Armatures, I have done a tiny bit with. Like, if we check out, you can see a little bit of this, but you can see how bad I was at this. This was one of those things where I knew I had this idea when I was making my health insurance video, but I was not good enough at it to get to a point where I could. But here it is. If you remember, this part, I put a tiny little armature in right here. This is as much armature work as I have ever done in my whole life. And so that was the extent of it. But I am now gonna try again. So we'll see how it goes. Boop, boop, boop. Let's get an armature in here, shall we? Alrighty. Okay, so now we are in business. I watched like one video about armatures, which is always a great place to start when you are trying to do stuff. But the thing that I found is that it's best to like work from the hips. If I can get an auto rig probably. That's probably true. Andrew F. Artist. That's okay. Thank you very much. You've done more than enough help for me, Automomomos. You've been extremely helpful. Yeah. I think if I can probably make this armature, because since luckily I can start with like, let's go ahead and just get this into like the hips really quickly, because I think that's going to be the part that is most important in this here fish, right? Oh yeah, I can do that. That's a good point, isn't it? There we go. Now we're in business. But I'm going to keep see-through on just so I can see where this armature is going to go. But let's see if I can get... I guess I'll do... Let's do this, because then I can make this a little smaller. This is where I'm going to start, is like making these hips right now. And if I were to, and then I can extrude in the same way that I do everything else. If I go into tab, extrude, yeah, that's how I do it. Okay, we're in business. We're in business now, folks. Folks, we've figured it out. Okay, and now I can get down here. And then an ankle technically should have some extra bones going on in here. But we'll see if I end up getting to that point today. Let's just move this up a little bit. There we go. And then I'm gonna just make, you know what? I will just to keep this simple. I'm gonna bring this guy straight down, so that way I can have these feetsies looking okay. That should be okay. Control right click is your friend. Use it better, extrude. Is that right? Whoa, what is that? Oh, okay. So I can just click in the right zone and then that's going to work fine. All right. All right. That is a good thing, isn't it? Okay. So, if I take all of these things really quickly and I mirror it, does that work in this situation? That's a question I have. I don't know if that works in the same sort of way as I was doing for the other ones. Also, I can't really do that, can I? I don't think I can. I mirror an armature? Is it possible to mirror an armature? I feel like it should be able to. They won't naturally mirror. I have to use them. Oh, I'll have to name them with like a suffix. Okay, okay. All right, that makes more sense to me, because now I got all my bones. I got all my bones. Let's go ahead and actually put you away for a sec. Whoa, not that. Not what I meant to do. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna name them all with like a suffix. If I know that there's a way that I can rename. No, that's not what I meant to do. But I can like do them all at once if I press like a certain button. I know there's a way that I can do like left or something. But let's go ahead and take a look at all these bones. At the very least, I can make the rest of these bones for the fish itself. Maybe that's a good idea. I don't know. Well, anyway, I'm gonna let me get back in here, and let's make these bones real quick. Whoa, whoops, that's not what I meant to do. Is that right? Yeah, that's kind of right. That's kind of what I was going for. And then, whoops, wrong. No, I keep pushing it way too far out. Well, I'll just extrude like this then. That's fine. Oh, wait, I can extrude and then keep it on the y-axis, so that way I don't even have to worry about that. This is going to be such a simple such a very simple armature. Again, thank you to everyone who chose fish with legs, because I can handle fish with legs. I can handle fish with legs, I'll tell you what. Billy Fast is pretty important right now. We'll get this up a little higher. In fact, let's go ahead and make this one a little higher too. Okay. Now that seems good to me. And now the important thing is if I grab this one and I rename these to like hip 001 L, right? And then these ones are all attached to the same thing. Okay, got it. And this will be femur 001 L. Tibia. Foot bone. You know how it is. You know, the bones. The important bones of the body. We'll just call this one tail 001 L. I'll call this one tail 002 L. Let's call this torso 001. No, I don't have to make these ones L. They're right in the center. This doesn't have a left and a right side. It's just one. These ones don't gotta get changed. Torso 002. Okay. All right, cool. And then we talked about something called symmetrize. Is that right? So let me take a look at... Let me take a look at symmetrize. I'm just Googling this really quickly. It should be okay. Edit mode, armature, and then symmetrize. This operator will mirror the selected bones based on Blender's bone naming convention. Did I get this right? Oh, I didn't write the naming conventions correctly. Here's the naming conventions. This is why I need to look these things up, don't I? Finding the right bone, but also tell Blender when two of them are counterparts. In case your armature can be mirrored in half. Okay, so this is a pretty basic. Okay, I can change this. So I don't really need to do this. It'll look for R or L, so it should be okay without that. In edit mode, select the bones you want to symmetrize, then right-click and select Symmetrize. That seems pretty clear. Thank you, Miracle Butt, for helping me out there. Let's go ahead and try that. So I did that. Symmetrize? Not that way. That's not the way I was trying to symmetrize it. But it's got an idea. There's definitely a reason for that. I don't 100% know. Is it because I didn't grab the right bones? Did I not grab like the right orb? Object mode, press Alt S, Alt R, Alt G. Okay, let's go to object mode. Let's try this again. You said Alt S. Whoa. Alt R, Alt G. And that makes it like it's symmetrizing based on the world position of the object. Huh. That's curious. It might, Rambler. I'm not 100% sure yet. Okay, I'm gonna undo all that, Miracle Butt, but I appreciated it. It made me look at some things. That applies the rotation, scale, and position, but doesn't work with armatures well. Oh, I wanna press Control S. I've saved it. Indeed. Apply location, apply scale, apply position. I'm working here with you here. So look, we're all figuring this out at the same time, Miracle Butt. You're helping me so much. Don't worry about it too much. It's the hip bone's position because it's not pointing down at the center line. Oh, that's probably true. Control A. Apply location, apply rotation, apply scale, apply all transforms. And now if I were to go back into this and I were to grab these and I were to say symmetrize, hey, we figured it out. We did it. Woo! Yeah! That's pretty good. Okay. All right. So, fantastic. Thank you, chat. Thank you very much for all your help. This has been extremely helpful. Okay. So, now we're gonna do... Oh, why did I make this? Why did I make this all wobbly? Put this right in the center, please. I want this one to be, like, dead center. Is that right? Did I do this correctly now? That's close enough. It's close enough. Good enough for government work, baby. Let's do that. Okay, so we're getting dangerously close to making Big Billy Bass, Big Billy Fast. Big Mouth Billy Fast. I guess his name is now Big Legs Billy Fast, right? That's the new name for Big Mouth Billy Bass. Big Legs Billy Fast, we're gonna start figuring out how to do the auto stuff. We're gonna have to. I don't really want to get into weight painting today. If I'm able to do anything in this today, weight painting is one of those things that I'm like, I'd rather not have to worry about it. So let's just see if I can. Let's just see if I can attach this armature to. Well, let's bring this up into the correct collection. To Billy Fast. Let's take a little look. In object mode, right-click the model and then right-click the armature with shift after selecting both the model and the armature. Okay. So I grab this, I grab this. I'm just applying a simple armature. Select the mesh, select the armature, Control P, and then do automatic weights. Mesh, armature, Control P, because I'm setting the parents with automatic weights. All right. Okay. So now if I were to say, let's go ahead and Alt-Z, bring this back to where we are. Okay, that's looking pretty good. And then I were to actually go back to this. Oh, wrong. Oh, pose mode. That's right. I have to be in pose mode. That's the thing that I always forget, is that I want to be in object mode or edit mode, but that's not what we're working here. We're working with poses. Okay. All right. So that, kind of funny that the nose affects the legs. Not exactly what I was going for, but let's just see what happens if I were to say, move. Oh, hello. Okay. All right. Doing the Charleston over here, baby. All right. Okay, so so I think we're gonna have to learn about weight painting. Unfortunately, folks, I think I'm gonna have to actually learn about weight painting. Although this is beautiful in its own way. This is really quite nice. But ooh yeah. This is pretty great though. Already off to the races, I gotta be honest with you. Look at that booty jiggle. Look at that. Guy doing his thing. He's having a great time. Pretty solid. Okay. Anyway, let's talk about weight painting. So my very, very basic understanding of weight painting is that it shows which parts of the body should move when you move certain bones. Okay? I think that's the idea. I'm pretty sure that's the thing that is going on here. And so that way, when I move this, it doesn't move all of this along with it, you know? I shouldn't be moving this when I'm moving the hip bone, you know? When I'm doing this, the other ones shouldn't also move with it. So we are going to figure out how to weight paint. I'm just going to pull up the weight painting thing. Weight paint tools. Let's go take a look at this. And then how am I going to get into this section? Tool settings, brushes, what do we got? Is this just also in the sculpt mode? Is that right? Or does this go somewhere else? Select the armature, then I select my mesh. And I'm guessing this is in object mode, or would this be somewhere else? Select the armature, and then I select my mesh. And then I go Control Tab. I'm gonna go to weight paint. Okay, there we go. So now I can go bone by bone. Bone by bone. Is that right? Control click is what I can select the bones with. Okay. All right, so the weight painting looks kind of bad right now. I'm going to be honest with you. Whoa. So this means this will just... okay, I want my weight painting to go... Oh, yeah, see, that's weird. Why is this bone affecting everything except for the leg it's attached to? You know? This is funny. But if I were to, like, take this bone, do this. This is a very basic test right now. Because if I now move this bone, I want it to, yeah. I want it to just affect right here. This thigh is the thing that I'm trying to get it to affect, which means that I don't want it. Whoa, what did I? Okay, so that is right. That's right. And then if there's something, I know there's something like auto weights or something like that. Like smooth, is that what I'm thinking about? Blend the weights of the selected vertices. Oh, and it's also working just in the vertices, so I should put it in wireframe so I can see the vertices that I'm painting on. Aha, okay, that makes much more sense. That's why I was like, why isn't this showing up on all the things? I should show it. I should show the wireframe so I can attach the vertices that I'm specifically trying to paint onto. Nope, not that one. Okay. Because it's only affecting those vertices. Okay, so something like that feels like it's getting into the correct position for this. Just gotta grab each of these vertices. That's the good thing about doing this in quote-unquote low poly. I know that I'm already like pretty high poly considering what I'm working with right now. But if I do this, and then this'll affect mostly these vertices. Okay. Gotta get right up in the crotch. Gotta get right up in that crotch to make sure this fish can run. That's a quote. That's a very important quote. What's your favorite Brian David Gilbert quote when he says, if you're talking about good motivational quotes, I always think about what Brian David Gilbert said when he said, sometimes you gotta get right up in that crotch if you want the fish to run. What did he mean by that? I have no idea. Got no clue what he meant by that, but I think it's beautiful. Thank you, Tropicana, for resubbing. Much appreciated. Whew. All right. Now, here we go. Okay, so let me just test this first, okay? This is pretty cool. Let's go back to object mode really quickly. Let's go to pose rather, and I just want to see if this did anything. Did this do anything? Is a question I have. Pose mode. Okay, yeah, better. Not perfect, but I can see that it's actually moving the leg that I want it to move. Hopefully when I do the rest of these, then it'll also fix some of it, right? We'll go back to here. Control Tab. No, sorry, not that. Select the armature, select the thing, Control Tab, weight paint. Okay, we're in business. Now, I don't want any of these things to be affected by it. Why is any of it being affected by this? Whoa, what was that? I need to subtract the weights. On the top left where it says draw, you can click that icon next to it and it'll give you options like add and subtract. Okay. Okay. I see. So now I can just get rid of all of these because none of this should be getting any of this, right? That bone only should affect the leg. None of this, like the leg and the butt is what I'm looking for. Everything else should not be affected by this in any fashion. Maybe, can I... Whoa, that was something. I didn't mean to do that quite as much, but it is effective at... Whoa, okay. I don't know what Alt is doing right there, but it's doing something. That's for dang sure. Okay. Okay. That's nice. That's looking good. All right. So now, if I go back to pose mode, I think this will maybe only affect the leg. Let's get a little bit of this out of here. I don't know why these things are all... once again, I'm going to have to get up in that crotch. I'm going to have to get right up in that crotch. Oh, let's remember, it's easier if I literally do it vertice by vertice. Vertex by vertex. I didn't need to say vertice. That's not a phrase. It's all... Vertex is the thing that you say when you are talking about it being a... at all connected. There we go. Okay, so now... Let's go ahead and swap this back to lighten. Would this be the right thing? Because I'm trying... Whoa. No. I want to have a little bit... I want it to be add, but just not as much. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. See? I want this to affect the fish a little bit, but like not as much. You know what I mean? I want the bone to like pull a little bit of the leg along with it, but it shouldn't be overwhelming. And what I was doing was just having it basically be like all or nothing, and now this should be a little bit better, I think. And now what I can do is go back to subtract, and then I can keep this at the lower weight, and then this'll help a little bit of that to make it not pull quite as much. I think if I'm not mistaken, and I could very well be mistaken. Okay, so weight has been painted. Let's go back to pose mode. Object mode. Get me back to here just so I can see what it looks like. Pose. No. Just the armature. Pose mode. Okay. And now, that's what I'm talking about. Okay, all right. It's better. It's better. It's still not perfect, but that's because these are the problems. This right here is what's causing... Because I haven't changed the weight painting on this, it's going to still cause the rest of it to be weird. So let's go back. Let's get back to it. Let's get back to it. Edit mode, not edit mode. Object mode. And control tab, weight paint. Okay. So now I can control click. Yeah, see why is this bone affecting all this stuff? That's so silly. Now I'll make this a full subtraction because I don't want any of this to be around. Make this radius so much bigger because I'm just gonna start from a fresh slate. There we go. That's way better. Sometimes the auto stuff don't work so hot, huh? All right, and now I'll go to back to add. I'll make the radius way smaller again. Put it back on wireframe so I can see what I'm working with. So this bone is gonna focus specifically on here. Let's go ahead and do that. I don't know what Alt is doing. I'm sure it would be useful to me if I knew what Alt was doing, but I really don't. I gotta be honest with y'all. Okay. Make this weight painting correct, please. Ooh, yeah, I want this to be correct now. There we go. That's great. That's great. Wait, no, not you. Don't affect that side. That's a foolish thing for it to be affecting. I just accidentally got it close to there and I didn't mean to. All right. There we go. Symmetry is not on. I should put on symmetry. I'm such a fool. Can I do that? Can I do that? Am I unaware of how to make symmetry work? Well, let me see. Yeah, no, symmetry's not on, sadly. All right. Let me figure out how to do that. Weight, paint, symmetry, blender. Symmetrical weight paint mirroring. Turn on symmetry, click mirror X. Mirror. You can edit the weights that we've applied symmetrically. Last step, delete the original and then copy and rename it. I mean, I guess it's like... In the weight painting options of the tool panel, turn on X mirror. Is that right? In the weight painting options of the tool panel. What is the tool panel? Weighting options. Press N to expand it. Oh, there it is. I see it. Symmetry. There we go. Mirror X. That didn't do anything. No. Click vertex groups, is that right? Above render, next to options. Might be able to do something like that if I... Yeah, because this is the same thing, isn't it? Okay. There's a workaround for this. I can delete half the mesh and then use a mirror modifier. That is a workaround, isn't it? That is one way to do it. It could work. It's possible. Either way, I mean, here's the thing. I don't want to have to do this again, you know? Like, I really would rather not have to think about that. Yeah, definitely make a copy before that. Well, you know what? Let me just do this one by one because I feel like this is it's worth it for me to like learn how to do this. Wait, why is this? Oh, it's under. That's right. Tibia is a different thing. Okay. It's worth it for me to just practice at this point in time. I know it's kind of boring for the stream, but like, look, hey. You guys don't need me to tell you.
That's the point of the stream!
Great. There we go. Now that doesn't affect anything else. It is symmetrical, so I could just delete the... This is tempting. You know what? Is this gonna work? Let's save. Let's save, and let's go ahead and copy this armature into my dupes section. And then I will turn that off. Now we're gonna go into this. A dangerous game that I'm about to play. I'm gonna grab all this. I'm gonna delete it. Okay. That delete everything? Oh no, I didn't get the stuff in the back, did I? That'll be an easier way for me to find this, isn't it? Okay. I got all of them now, didn't I? Oh no, I didn't get this one. Oh, but now I'm gonna get a different thing. Ah! Here we go. This is a very precarious and beautiful thing that I'm trying to do right now. And boy, oh boy, do I hope it works. Okay. All right, I got it. I cut it right in half. I have bisected the Billy Bass. Except for you. What are you doing? There we go. All right. Perfectly bisected Billy Bass. A beautiful shape. Okay. I'm going to make this a new file. I agree. I'm going to call this a scary test. .blend. Okay. All right. Let's see if we can do this. Let's go back to weight paint mode, shall we? Alrighty. So, now, because I've done that, these ones are still good, right? Oh, whoops, I forgot to grab this before I clicked white paint. Let me just go here. Armature. No, not pose mode. Now. Nope. What am I doing wrong? I was doing fine just before. I was doing fine. Why, what am I doing? Select the armature and then the mesh. Sometimes I gotta say, there's some counterintuitive things about Blender. If I select both of them, I feel like I should be okay. But the fact that I have to go one to the other... Look, I get it. I can't make this program. That's probably very difficult. All right? I understand this. I respect... Whoa. That is something I should just accept. But also... Sometimes that's how it is. Oh, wait a second. Now I am doing this mirrored. Okay. Huh. That's kind of nice. It's not the mirroring that I wanted originally, but it is still a better thing than what I was doing before, you know? Okay. Why can't I grab the other... Why can't I grab the other bones? What's going on here? Ah! I'm doing control click, but it's not happening. The mesh's transforms should be applied. I think I've done... Oh. Yeah, that's fine, right? I can keep the armature applied. Isn't that correct? I think that should be fun. I think that's okay. Anyway. Let's talk about hip stuff. I think we're okay. I think that's fine. Okay. All right. Everyone seems to say that it's okay. So then why can't I control click my bones anymore? I'm trying to control click these bones. Won't let me do it. I might not have the armature selected before I went into the weight paint mode. I didn't. What is going on? What am I doing? What am I doing right now? Go back to object mode. Okay. Armature first. Selecting the armature. Go back to this for a second, just so I can see it. Select armature. Select mesh. Control tab. Weight paint. Why won't you let me do this? Why can't I grab my bones? I don't know why this isn't working. This is a very curious thing. Miracle Butt says that they know this, and I've trusted Miracle Butt for this entire armature experience, so I really do believe that this could be the case. Let's open the edit menu for a second. Yes, I've opened it. Am I in X-ray mode? I'm in wireframe mode. Oh, top left edit. This one, you mean? Let me go back to weight painting then, just so I can get this. My armature's in edit mode. Is that what's going on right now? Stop it. Quit it, armature. Go to object mode. Okay. There we go. There we go. We're in business. We fixed it. It's all good. Okay. And then that should also work really well for this, which is great. Because now these all work to the same... What did I do down here? Don't be up here. What is this? Quit that immediately. Quit it immediately. The feet should not be affecting the top of the frame. Okay. We're in a good position here. All right, now what I can do is grab this one. This is a little bit more complex about what this weight painting should be, you know? Because, like, this one is a... well, I probably shouldn't make this as strong of a weight. Like, if I do this as, like, a 0.5 weight, maybe. It should definitely affect the outer sections of this fish, for sure. Like, around here, probably. And it should definitely affect the top of that. I think that seems right to me. And then, that seems good. Okay. Let's just do that for now. And then I can grab this one. Let's go ahead and subtract everything because I don't like what it's currently doing for me. I don't love this very much. Nothing should be working right now. Nothing should be at all attached. In fact, let's just go ahead and subtract everything while I'm at it, you know? So that way I'm not thinking about it at all. Because I don't want to have to deal with random bones affecting the feet for some reason. Like, what is going on here? What's the situation? That one was probably the closest that the auto weight painting I actually got in this entire time, but I still don't like it. Still don't like it. Okay, now let's get in there and let's start weight painting. Add. Smaller radius, please. Definitely should affect all this. I agree. I think that this is stuff that should definitely be affected by this specific thing. Cool. Then this, obviously everything right here. Nothing on the butt though, which I accidentally just did. It's okay. Get a little double weight right there. Perfect. And it'll affect a little bit of the stuff up here. That's okay by me. But let's subtract here, because I don't want none of that. Thank you very much. I don't want none of that. In fact, I also do need a little bit of this over here, though. Let's make the radius even smaller, because I'm just going to get these bones right here. Cool. And then, yeah, maybe that down here. That's okay. All right, now let's do this one. Once again, just getting as much of this as I can all at once. Perfect. Okay. Okay. Okay, we're getting somewhere. I gotta be honest with y'all. I was not expecting to come this far, and I truly would not have been able to if it weren't for the people in chat who actually understand Blender. Thank you very much, Ryan Sonura. Oh, but goodbye. You will see if we've managed to do well with this fish. I think we might continue this fish next week. I'm having so much fun figuring this stuff out that, like, maybe I will just keep working on this fish. Maybe this fish, I was not expecting this fish to show up in the video that I actually need to render stuff for, but like I might put the fish in as a little Easter egg for you all, so you can appreciate the fact that I put in fish with legs in this video that you don't know about yet, but will be coming out at some point. There we go. That seems good. Let's get it all the way down to the bottom, shall we? And then final one. Let's just go ahead and make the weight 100%. I know that I want it to be 100%. Thank you very much. Make the radius higher too. I don't mind. I don't mind going ham with this radius. Thank you. And a bingo. Okay. Now, if I'm correct, and I always am, we'll see. We'll see if this works. Let's take a look really quickly. Just in object mode now. If I just grab... If I grab the armature and I go into pose mode, well, that didn't do anything. Which armature did I just grab? Why did I grab this armature? That's not the armature I wanted. I wanted this one. Hide. Get out of here. You're not in here. That's why I screwed up. I chose the wrong armature. That's why the thing was broken before. Anyway, this should still be fine. Armature. Wait, what? Did I weight paint to the wrong armature? Did I weight paint with the wrong armature? I swear to God. Okay. Selected the correct armature. Selected this. No active object found? What are you talking about? No active object found. Yeah, I have another armature which shouldn't be around. I should have hidden this armature entirely. I don't know why I managed to do that. I thought I put it into my dupes. Oh, that's probably why. It's because I didn't put it all the way into the dupes, did I? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Well, hey, this is a learning experience, isn't it? So if I go into pose mode with this one, it doesn't affect anything. Okay, so we should be fine. I don't know why it's doing that. So if now I go up here and I grab this armature, which is the correct one. That's the one that I want. Go back to object mode. Armature. Pose mode. Hey, we're fine. Okay, phew. All right, we did it. That's looking pretty good, but obviously a problem here is the fact that for some reason this won't be attached to the thing. What is also going on up there? What? Why? Somehow I must have accidentally put a weight on that little pinch section up in the top. Let's go ahead and save again, though. But, like, at the very least, this is looking more normal, right? Like, that looks pretty okay. I mean, not the way that I'm currently using it, for sure. But, like, that's pretty fun. That's pretty fun. That's pretty fun. Yeah, see, that looks way better now. And then if I were to do this, yep, that looks better. That looks way better. Well, I forgot to... It's because none of that got attached. That's... Okay. All right, well, here's... Now I understand why people talk about weight painting and how annoying it is. I finally get it. I finally understand why people get annoyed when they have to weight paint. It's because you have to make sure that it blends together. Is there like a... I know that there's a way to like smooth them or something. Because right now there's a blur tool, weights / weight smooth. Is that what I have to do? Wow, whoops. Not what I meant to do. Press T. Blur. I think that might be a helpful thing, because then if I do this, then this should also blur, but it also should catch into these things too, right? And then there's another thing, weights smooth. Okay, wait a second. Weights smooth. All groups. Is this right? Because now they're a little smoother together, but like these things gotta be combined. I'm glad to know that weight painting is also annoying in extremely expensive commercial 3D software. I'm very happy to hear that all weight painting is a pain in the butt. Okay. If I I gotta make this blur up, right? And then this can blur down. Average, maybe? Is that something that I want? That's not really what I wanted, but it's kind of working, I guess. You can take the legs far away and apply automatic weights, so then the weights from the body and the legs don't enter. Oh, that's an interesting way I could have done that, Fabricoda. That's a good point. Smear. Gradient smear. Oh, interesting. Smear just kind of pushes it out from where it was. Then I can kind of smooth them, maybe, if that's the case. So if I were to like take this and then smear it forward, whoa, that's not exactly what I was hoping for, but well, if you live and you learn. Blur it. Maybe like first off, I should also no, go to object mode, sorry. Go to pose mode also. I want to get back to pose. Go back to the center, please, because I just realized I moved this, and because of what I've been doing and like the rotations and stuff, now I'm gonna have a problem when I try to mirror it, because it was spot on for a while, and now I think I've screwed it all up. But hey, that's why I did a duplication, didn't I? You know? It's fine. I didn't even make the mouth armature yet. You know what I mean? Like that's gonna be a whole other barrel of fish. And that's gonna be an interesting thing. But let me just guess I could try. Yeah, look, we knew there will be consequences. There were indeed consequences. Um, this is curious. All right. Well, if I were to do this again, and I might have to, the good news is I've got it right here. I have my guy ready to go. Oh, I have only half of him, I guess. I forgot about his feet. It's okay. It's easy to remake feet. We know how it goes. Well, you know, look, I'm going to be honest with you all. I feel pretty good about this today. I feel like because of what we did today, I'm going to be so much better at making the other stuff that I need to do. I've learned a whole lot, and I'm very, very happy about this. Let's go ahead and let's try this really quickly. Let's see if I can put the mirror modifier onto this. Not over that. Not that way. Over the empty, please. Yeah, it's not attached to each other anymore, sadly, because of what I did. But it's pretty okay. It's close enough. And then, yeah, I'd have to do a little bit extra. What happens if I do auto mirror on this? No. Not what I meant to do. Auto mirror. That won't work. The Control A thing on the mesh, is that what I have to do? Is that gonna fix everything if I just click Control A and then and then it'll go back to what it was before? Can I like revert this to the default mesh? Is that what the idea is? Because I'd like it to go back to normal. I'd like for that to be the case. I'm sure there is a way to do this. All transforms, it'll make the mirror axis work, right? If I do all transforms. Is that right? I don't think that's exactly what I was trying to do, but my fish's origin point is set to the foot. Of course it is. I was gonna say, of course I need to change the of course it's down there. I need to set the origin to geometry, right? Origin to and now it'll be right in the center, which is a little better. Or was it in the point of, if I set origin to .3D cursor, is that what I want the origin to be? And then I were to do a mirror modifier? That does fix a fair amount of it. It doesn't fix everything. And then I can maybe get it. But I'm closer. I'm closer now. Well, folks, I have to admit, I'm sorry to say that it has been 3 hours. And that's when I stop this stream, which is meant to know what you're doing when you do your art. And I've totally forgotten to even ask if any of you have been doing any art on stream. So I'm going to ask that right now. I've managed to make kind of a fish with legs, and I'm happy about that. I've managed to learn so much thanks to you all. So even if you weren't doing art, you were helping me do art today, and I'm very, very happy about that. Of course, coding things is art. Of course, a microbiology lab report is art. I'm very impressed with all of the art that you are all doing. Drawing some dragons, doing some Minecraft, crocheting a cardigan. That sounds fantastic. Yeah, that's great, Rambler. Flying wingless says blendering alongside me. That's amazing. You made a cute little cactus. That sounds fantastic. That's really nice. Oh, baby. Dragon's Dogma. That's the art I'm about to go do. I'll tell you what. I'm about to go do a lot of Dragon's Dogma art. I haven't been playing with the bug catcher. I've been playing with my own personal character named Spirkin. Sorry, no. His name is Gherkin Spib, and his main pawn is called Spirkin Gib. Spirkin Gib. Gherkin Spib and Spirkin Gib, and sometimes I forget which one is which. But they're pretty great. Drawing rocks for geology. That sounds fun. That's a cool art. That's amazing. Doing some indie game dev. That's amazing. That's exciting. I love to hear that. Ooh, making a turret in Blender. Very difficult because you're used to Maya. Hey, but that's what we're doing. We're all learning this stuff. This is fantastic. I love to see that. Trippy puzzle game about perspective. That's very fun. Our worker says they have no artistic talent. I disagree. Everyone does. Everyone has an art. That's a fact. So keep going. Trying to scrounge together a portfolio for a creative writing class. That's always hard to do. Making portfolios is a nightmare. I know what that's like. Keep it up. Ooh, a bass trombone solo piece. Making a presentation for an upcoming lecture recital. That's a cool art right there. That's fantastic. My shirt, by the way, it just says, it's in Korean. It says Plander Suige, which means Dog of Flanders. It's the first Bong Joon-ho film. It's because this is one of the shirts that Karen helped design with Super Yaki. But that's what my shirt says. But anyway, folks, this has been great. Cross-stitching some pumpkins. I love to see some cross-stitching. That's fantastic. Folks, thank you for joining me today. I had a really great time. I hope you all had a really great time too. Thank you so much to the folks who were helping me through this Blender experience. Really, truly, I would not have come this far if it weren't for all of those folks who were hopping in and fixing all of my issues, so that way I didn't have to just Google everything this entire time. I cannot believe how much longer this would have taken me. Let's take a look and see if anybody's up right now. See if we can do a little raid right now. Oh, you know what? Friends at the Table's playing some Crusader Kings 3. I think it's Keith and Jack who are playing that right now. Please go be very sweet to them. I love Friends at the Table so much, and I really don't want to bother them at all. But I think that you all would like their stream as they're playing Crusader Kings. So we're gonna start that raid. I think that that'll be really fun for you all. Again, they're sweet people. So be nice, please. Not that I would expect you to be mean. You're all a very great audience, and I appreciate that very much. Yes, congrats, Rambler. Well done on the jet lag for me, also kind of hanging in there. But have a great time. I'll catch you all soon. And by soon, I mean next Monday, I think. I think I'll be, yeah. Yes, I'll be here next Monday. I should be fine. Have a good one, y'all. Catch you soon. Goodbye.